I want to get his Spotify playlist or his Apple Music playlist or SoundCloud playlist.
He probably has like Baba Yaga high up on his playlist. I don't know.
Or Babushka playlist, whatever they have there in Russia.
Babushka playlist. Welcome to another episode from Takedowns to Breakdowns with A&P, and normally we talk about one topic on our videos here.
Yeah.
This week we have two topics because, first of all, I have my phone here. I saw a news that broke out, and I was like, okay, this week cannot get any more weird than this. And then there was another one that came out there. I was like, holy fuck, hold my beer. And then it got even weirder. So the first news that I want to talk about is that Kael from Five Finger Fruit Punch.
It's Five Flavored Fruit Punch.
Sorry, my bad. Five Flavored Fruit Punch is doing stand-up comedy now. I mean, like,
hasn't he been doing it for a while with Five Flavored Fruit Punch?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, does he really need to go solo?
Technically, they've been a comedy group for years now.
A troupe.
A troupe?
A comedy troupe for years. So my question is, what kind of jokes is he saying?
What kind of jokes
is it lyrics from the band, or is he doing like, you know, pieces of songs?
Maybe.
Because that would have me laughing.
It already does.
Exactly. So is this really needed? Like,
I don't know, man.
I feel like we're reinventing the wheel here, you know. And he said that his first show was really good. It was really well received. I mean, for laughs, I can just go watch them play.
Exactly.
It does exactly the same.
But maybe it's less expensive.
Yeah, because you're only getting one out of the whole troupe.
Exactly.
Right? It's like seeing one of the guys from SNL doing a stand-up show versus seeing all of them doing a stand-up show. I'm sure it would be more expensive to pay for all of them versus one of them. So you're getting like one finger of the five. Maybe this one.
Mostly the middle one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you're getting when you're paying to see the band or his stand-up comedy.
It's just a big fuck you.
But was this in the card? Was this on your bingo card for 2022?
No, because I would
stand-up comedy by Five Finger Death Punch or by one of them.
No, did not hit my radar, and also was not asked for. It was like something that just happened, I guess.
Yeah, you didn't want it, you didn't ask for it, but now it's here.
No one asked for it, but it's
here. Now the other story, when I thought I don't even need the phone for the other story. The other story that broke out. So I thought, okay, let's just talk about this.
Both, because one of them
kind of self-explanatory. I
mean,
yeah. The joke is there. Just run with it. But the other one also intrigued me because it features one of our favorite vocalists. But I think we've come to the conclusion that I prefer him doing covers than his own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you on the same boat?
I'm on the same boat, yeah.
Okay, we're on that boat. So anyways, the next story features 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗞𝗘𝗗𝗙𝗢. So apparently he has a beef with Russia, or with Putin. Putin says that Slaughter To Prevail are a satanic band.
Oh.
And he's a satanic worshipper. And that's why he left Russia and he's in Florida and whatever. All right, so when that story was on Revolver magazine, so it was like big publication. I mean, that it's almost as big as it gets.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, intriguing. 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗞𝗘𝗗𝗢𝗪. You know, throwing Putin under the Slavic tank. You know, it's easy now to say that because he's not there. But,
exactly.
You know, so it's a little bit easier to say that. I have a hard time. I want to get your opinion on. I'm going to say my opinion, and I want to get your opinion.
Okay.
I have a hard time believing this story in terms of the way he says that Putin and Russia see us as a satanic band and we are being targeted because we're anti-war, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So I moved to Florida and all of this. I have a hard time believing all of this, all right? Because they've been around for a long time. He's been around for a long time. And Russian Hate Crew is his merch. You know, the guy's always been super proud of being Russian. I don't think that has changed. And regardless if you are in favor of Putin or not, that doesn't take anything away from your pride of your heritage and where you come from in Russia.
Yeah.
I get that. But what I'm saying to you is that they've been around for a long time, and Putin never called them satanic worshiper. The Kremlin has never gone after Slaughter To Prevail.
Yeah.
Never. And I think if they had a beef with Slaughter To Prevail, I mean, the beef wouldn't start today.
Yeah, it would also already have been dealt with years ago. So
yeah, they have ways of fixing their problems.
They do.
You know, it's not like the Kremlin lets bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? Like, and they have long-reaching arms.
Yeah, so even if you were in Florida, I mean,
you could be in Alaska for all that. Oh, that's actually closer to Russia. So never mind. You could be in maybe Florida is far enough. Maybe Florida's far enough.
Not far enough.
maybe Argentina. You could go to Argentina, whatever. You could go like really far. They still have ways of finding you and dealing with you one way or another. I don't buy this story one bit, because to me, if this was a beef, that beef would have been there for a very long time. It wouldn't have started now. Now, one can make the argument that, because they've been vocally against the war.
But who hasn't?
Exactly. But what does that have to do with them being satanic or Satanists?
Exactly. And also, like, they're not the only ones in Russia against the war. There's also, like, Russians in Russia who are against the war and getting arrested and stuff. So, like...
I think this...
Also, does Putin know who's Slaughter to the Prevail?
I don't think so. I don't think he cares. I think it's so low.
I couldn't even finish the name because I'm laughing.
I think it's so low
on his agenda.
On his agenda, on his radar.
He's losing too many
on his to-do list.
He's losing too many friends. He doesn't really fucking care.
I think he looks at Slaughter to Prevail and he says, "This is terrible. Alex, this is terrible." So anyways, I don't buy this story, because the whole move to Florida is all, in my opinion, is driven by money. Because once the blockades came in, the financial blockades from the West came in towards Russia, you can't make any money. You can't sell merch. There's no wire transfers to Russia. You can't make any payments on credit cards. You can't, if you're in anywhere else but Russia, you cannot use your credit card. You cannot use bank accounts. You can't use PayPal. How the fuck are you going to buy his merch? How is he going to keep the dream alive?
Exactly.
He's not. So he has to move to the West.
And move his brand to
the West.
So he can sell
so he can
West.
So he can make money.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, if you're doing that, you have to come across as anti-war and anti-Putin, because then you don't want to you don't want to piss off the people who are possibly your customers. So I find when I see this kind of stuff, I take it with a huge grain of salt. Those sea salt grains.
Just be honest.
But being honest doesn't sell.
What do you mean being honest? Oh,
if he
came
said,
out, okay, picture these two things. One, he comes out, I moved to Florida because I'm anti-war and Putin wanted us dead or some bullshit.
That's kind of what he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
Like, in between. Right? Read in between the lines.
In between the lines, he wants us dead. Yada,
he's got to beef with us.
He's got to beef with us. We got to beef with him. Bear fights, all that shit.
Exactly. I kill bears. He rides horses naked.
No. He comes out with another video. He's like, here in Russia, I'm anti-war. It's been tough, and now with this, I'm not making any money. It's gonna be really hard for me, so I'm gonna move my brand and stuff so I can start making a living again. Who listens to that video and it's like, this guy's a douchebag, he's in it for the money? If the guy's not making money, what do you want him on the streets? I think him himself, he needs to realize that people are not like fully soulless. Like, if I see a video and the guy is like...
I think you're missing the point completely here.
Really?
The point completely... Yeah. Because that's... What you said is 100% true. All right? What you said is 100% true. But from a publicity standpoint, that news would not be on Revolver.
No shit.
Okay.
But
me saying that Putin is coming after me with the power of the Kremlin, that gets you on fucking Revolver. Christ. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's marketing,
or
dude.
Have a sob... Or on his video, he cries a little bit. Tears go far away. Like, do something. Come on, like,
dude.
Because
it doesn't.
Yes, it's on the Revolver, but how many people are like us and don't fucking buy it?
Doesn't matter. It's online. People hear the story. This gets buzz.
Doesn't matter.
Putin is after fucking Alex Terrible and Slaughter to Prevail.
Okay, but now what if he puts himself in the fire now?
Which, by the way, I always thought Slaughter to Prevail, he was the only Russian guy. The whole band was American.
I thought the whole band was American.
Yeah. So once again, like, the pieces just don't really add up.
Which goes with me. Anyone with some type of knowledge about the band and about his situation right now as a Russian in Russia or now in Florida, no one's gonna buy that fucking story. Just because it's on Revolver doesn't mean everyone's gonna flock to him and be like, "Oh,
dude, I've seen people share the story saying like, fucking, can you guys believe that?" You never underestimate other people's stupidity. That's number one. That's number one. Second thing is, Alex, you can say whatever you want about this guy, but he's business savvy. Yeah. And he knows that if he spins the story in a way that the reason why he moved and whatever is because the Kremlin is after me, it's a huge publicity. And they have a record in the works, and they need to sell that fucking record.
Like, dude, okay, I'm a perfect. So I'm I can't remember the name of the channel, but there's this Russian guy that he does like videos on YouTube and sometimes games, sometimes other stuff. And recently he moved. I think he moved to Estonia or a place close to Russia, but not under Russian stuff.
Control, yeah.
Right? And in the video, he was a little bit teary, and he's like, I had to leave because, this is my job. I'm not making any type of money. I love making content, so I don't want to stop doing it just for the fact of
Okay,
stuff.
I get it.
So he was very honest.
Okay, that's fine.
But that's all he
But
had
he's
to
not
do.
on a revolver.
Oh, he's not on a revolver. It's 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗞𝗘𝗗𝗢𝗪. He would have been on anything anyways. He would have been on Loudwire, whatever the fuck.
I think you're underestimating his mind in terms of how he can spin a story and make it even bigger.
But, okay. But just because lying sometimes...
He's not necessarily lying, but he's
Are
not
the Kremlin after him?
I don't believe it. But, he's selling a story. He's selling a story.
Whatever.
He's selling a story. And if there's one thing
for
that
me,
he's
it's all
been
about respect. For me,
and if there's one thing that he's been doing consistently over the years is selling.
Okay, but for me, it's all about respect and honesty. So I would respect the guy a lot more if he came out and said what he actually was doing.
I'm not able to make money in Russia because of everything that is happening.
I'm against it. You can say I'm against it, but I'm not making any money. I need to move the brand. And people,
Exactly.
But he can also bring it in that people want to buy stuff, but they're not able to because of this too. So, be honest. Sometimes honesty is the best policy. So just do whatever. I
just don't buy the story.
I don't buy the story. Some people do. People with brains, probably don't.
Some people are gullible.
Some people have smooth brains. Some
people are gullible. I don't buy the story because the story doesn't check out.
It doesn't, because if they had a problem with him, Slaughter To Prevail has been around for a while.
He's been in the band for a long time.
And he's been in the band for a long time.
And he's been making and he does his own content for a long time. It's not like they're new on the scene.
Yeah, so if they had a
Kremlin
problem,
had an issue with him, they would have had an issue with him for a very long time.
And he would have been dealt with a very long time ago.
Unless, because there's always this.
Oh.
Unless, there's always a but. Unless they're saying that they're Satanists now, because now they're against the war. So in order to diffuse the power of their word is that, don't listen to them because they're Satanists. But they weren't Satanists before because they never said anything, and so it didn't matter. I don't know. You can spin this any way you want. Do I believe in it? Don't. No. I don't.
Unless I get some proof that I want to get Putin's Spotify playlist. I want to get his Spotify playlist. Or his Apple Music playlist. Or SoundCloud playlist.
He probably has like Baba Yaga high up on his playlist. I don't know.
Or Babushka playlist. Whatever they have there in Russia.
Babushka playlist.
Or I want to go on his computer because he has to download each MP3.
I just honestly, I don't think Putin or the Kremlin gives two fucks about them. You know what I mean? I don't buy any of this.
They have way bigger fish to fry.
The way the story was put together, it makes it sound like he left Russia because a fear for his life. And that to me it couldn't be further. I mean, in my humble opinion, from what I'm seeing, it couldn't be further from the truth. That's my humble opinion. That's how I feel towards it. I'm not buying the story. And then again, I'm not buying anything that he's selling anymore. Dude, but that's a different video.
How is he supposed to sell?
That's a different video.
How is he supposed to sell his $300 masks if he can't get money?
You wouldn't be able to buy them.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be able to buy them. So
he was probably sitting there in Russia and he was like, fuck, I have so many of these masks I need to sell.
When he was trying to move to Florida, he not even had money to rent a place or whatever. He had to borrow money from people locally already in North America in order to do it because he couldn't get his money out of there because of all the embargoes and everything. So he's not moving because he's being chased by the Kremlin. He's moving because he has no money.
He has no money. There's no money because there's no money because of
what's happening.
It's money because of where all the shit that's happening in Russia, or else he would stay in Russia. If this shit wasn't happening, he would still be in Russia. He would still stay there.
The Kremlin wouldn't be calling them Satanists.
Are you telling me he gave up the background of some of his music videos?
Not only that,
for this,
how big of a publicity he was for Russia,
for Russian metal in general, music in general in Russia.
Fuck, everybody knew who he was, and Russia was on the map. A lot of for the new generation, for the core generation, Russian music. When it comes to Russian music, 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗧𝗔𝗞𝗘𝗗𝗢𝗪 is Russian music.
Yeah.
Regardless of other bands that you may listen to, he became the flag for Russian music. Like it or not, that's the fact. So don't tell me that Putin. Whatever. I Nothing checks out on this story.
And if,
Nothing
and
checks
if,
out.
if Putin really saw...
This whole story's a bigger joke than Chris from Five Finger Death Punch doing stand-up comedy.
No, if Putin really knew about the ban and stuff and was like, oh, they're such a big thing for us, but then knew about all the he's against us and stuff, do you think he would do something about it, trying to keep him in Russia? Like, he would actually do... He wouldn't have made his way to Florida, is what I'm saying. There's no way he would have made it to Florida.
Yeah, they would have silenced him before.
Or kept him there to continue, because they can. If what we're saying is, oh, he's the new generation, they would have kept him alive in Russia, keep him in Russia. But like, that's not there's no way you talk shit about Russia and you're on the radar of Putin and you make it out of Russia.
Not only that, even if you do, you still have family behind.
Exactly.
Don't you think something is going to happen to that family that you've left behind?
Exactly. So
come on.
So yeah, you get the publicity and stuff, but
this is
if Putin didn't know your name before, now he knows your name now.
In my humble opinion, this is nothing more than a publicity stunt.
Yeah, which I think it's about to.
It's just trying to get some street cred.
I think this is gonna go bad.
It could go bad.
It could go bad.
Because now it could have the side effect of now not being on the radar before, but now becoming part of being on the radar now.
That's what I'm saying. He's using it to get
street cred.
Street cred. But the problem is, maybe he wasn't on the radar before, but now he is, and his family is still there, and stuff like this. Like, you have to think ahead, and definitely he did not think ahead.
This is a guy who fought with a bear. I don't think thinking of head
Dude,
is really.
There's no way.
Really part of his DNA.
Like, do you really think he wanted to leave doing cool ass music? Like that music video where him fighting the bear has a lot of fucking views. Why? Because he's in Russia fighting a bunch of bears in a cabin. Do you think he's
shooting guns and doing?
Do you think he's gonna give up that music video setting and everything for any videos of his own stuff?
He was one of the most popular Russian artists.
Are you really
like who doesn't know him?
For me, it's him and Radio 𝗙𝗥𝗢𝗡𝗦.
Well, that guy didn't go to Florida.
No.
He's also been against the war. He's not in Florida. He didn't move to the States. Add things up. Do your own research. Do your own fucking research. That's the message that you take.
Don't do your own research. Use your brain.
That's the message that you take from this video is do your own research.
Get some good ass wrinkles in there.
Don't believe everything that you read. You know what I mean? Don't believe everything that you read, regardless if it's on Revolver or Metal Hammer or whatever. Just think a little bit outside the box. Use that brain that God gave you.
People stop thinking outside the box. I mean, like...
People threw away the box.
They threw away the box.
They recycled it. There's no box anymore. All right, guys, this is the video for today. These are the two crazy topics. I feel like we had to talk about both.
We had to talk about both.
We had to talk about both. So it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know your thoughts on both the stand-up comedy of Five Flavor Death Punch, Fruit Punch, whatever the fuck their name is, and this Alex Terrible story that just doesn't seem to check out.
No.
All right, hit us up in the comment section. We'll see you guys at the next video.
See ya.